Never before had the ink wash medium been used to replicate such anatomical likeness. Never before had the Chinese brush been wielded to portray such a dynamic galloping horse. While the sense of freedom in the brushwork appears almost whimsical, the accurate and precise detail is a testament to adroit draftsmanship. The galloping horse painted by Beihong has expanded the frontiers of Chinese painting technique in depicting equine elegance. The signature in the lower right corner says the painting was created in 1944. Then, China's war of resistance against Japanese aggression was drawing to a close. At the peak of his artistic creativity, Beihong displayed remarkable poise and confidence. Apart from the vivid form and motion, the image also captured the spirit of the galloping horse to demonstrate the irrepressible dynamism of Chinese fine art. The masterpiece was the result of over 2 decades of exploration by this founder of China's modern art. In 1920, at the École nationale supérieure des beaux-arts in Paris, a poor art student from China was working furiously while living on mere bread and water. He couldn't afford expensive oil paints and chose to concentrate on drawings. With no money to engage a live model, he painted himself in front of a mirror. For an artist, it is the self that they have to confront. A year earlier, the May 4th movement got underway in Beijing to usher in a transformation in the East. For Beihong, China's fine art also had to change and shed the conventional apathy and formulaic escapism of the past. He had come to the other end of Eurasian landmass with a mission of innovation. After passing the rigorous entrance exams, he embarked on a systematic study of Western fine art. He was fascinated by the emphasis on drawing from life. The countless hours spent with plaster casts made him a master of the realistic approach. Beihong paid numerous visits to the stables in the Parisian suburbs. There he observed the horses and sketched their varied shapes, forms, muscles, postures, and manners. Such painstaking study etched the image of horses in Xu Beihong's mind, and he came to identify himself with the noble animal. He was convinced that his long-suffering homeland was bound to shake off the oppression and humiliation like a galloping horse. Upon returning to China, Xu Beihong plunged himself wholeheartedly into teaching and painting. He worked with his colleagues and students to innovate and explore. Through a series of exhibitions, he helped raise funds for the War of Resistance. His pent-up anger and indignation found expression in his paintings. In The Horse Judge of 1931, he longed for opportunities to serve his country with like-minded comrades. In 1939, his painting Horses of the Frontiers portrayed the scenery and life in China's borderland. In 1941, he wrote about his profound anguish at the ominous tidings about an important battle against the aggressors. In 1942, the whinnying steeds in his painting showed his defiance and resolve against the invading forces. In 1944, as the war was drawing to a close, Xu Beihong again took up his brush. He painted a free and proud horse to announce his joy at the imminent victory.
他会把这个马的这个腿画得很长，身子画得稍微瘦弱一些，然后鼻孔很大。但是很有意思的是，他的马是没有眼睛的，他把马的眼睛用一块重墨含到了他的这个马头的结构里面。这种就是我们所认为的善于奔跑的、可以去战斗的这种战马。只有这种战马，我觉得才有这种民族性和鼓舞性在里面。
In portraying a horse, Xu Beihong would give priority to the skeletal structure. The bones and joints of the horse are meticulously made out, thanks to Xu Beihong's impressive draftsmanship. To depict the rippling muscles, Xu Beihong masterfully used the shades and highlights on the horse's back and haunch. The modeling offers an incredible sense of volume. The head and legs were treated similarly. And with his imaginative employment of perspective, the horses seem to be leaping off the canvas.
徐悲鸿先生笔下的奔马呢，它不是曲高和寡的源自于传统文人书斋之中的一种自命清高的，而是呈现出一种与人民群众、与家国社会同呼吸、共命运能够彰显一种集体性的人文关怀和社会精神的 马的形象。
Today, the galloping horse in the National Art Museum of China continues to inspire and speak to the country's art lovers. The artist's fierce love for freedom has proved an enduring legacy embraced by all Chinese. The spirit and quality of industry, perseverance, and determination inherent in the character of the Chinese nation will spur us to forge ahead and prevail.